Welcome. Occasionally I like to go on Google Maps and explore the Earth, and it's kind of neat that you can almost go on like a little vacation without leaving your desktop. And I love visiting places in person too, but this is so much cheaper and you can see some cool things you'd never see even if you visited them. So I picked out 7 things here. These aren't like the best things on Google or even my favorite, but they're just 7 things I picked out. But if you have anywhere on Google you like to visit and you think I might like to check out, please leave that in the comment and share with me. I'd love that. So the first thing I picked here is the Ivanpah Solar electric generating system. And here I'll zoom out a little bit more. You can see here there's this circular array, and these are actually mirrors. If we scroll in here, you can see all these mirrors. And the mirrors all focus on this single point. And I think it has like molten salt in it, is what they use. And they heat that salt up, it melts, and then they use that to generate steam to run a turbine generator to create electricity. So this is a huge electrical generating array. So if you can imagine, a mirror as big as this area, focus on that one point. It's a tremendous amount of heat that collects there. And I think these are probably all the same thing. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like the same kind of thing. You can tell it's really white here in the center. And if we go, here's another one. And then if we scroll out a little bit more, you can see there's a bunch of other solar things here. Here's solar arrays. If we zoom in here, just rows and rows. And what amazes me is how straight they are. We're looking, from the sky essentially. It's amazing how straight these lines are. Which of course they are because they lay them out like that, but it's still pretty amazing. And there's the other solar. I don't know, this is the Higgins generating station it looks like, so I thought it was kind of cool. But this is the one I really like, is this circular ray. This is just really cool. So the next thing on here is the Hindenburg Disaster Memorial. So there's kind of a famous old video, or film, I guess, I don't know, of the Hindenburg crashing in New Jersey, and the guy says, "Oh, the humanity." And one day I searched and found this site here, and you can see where the Hindenburg crashed. And there's a memorial here. It looks like it's out in the middle of nowhere. It'd be interesting to go there. I'd like to see what this looks like. I mean, I don't see like a path or a parking lot or anything. But if we scroll out here, there should be an airport nearby. And looks like it's over here, because this was near the airport where it landed. I don't know. I think there was probably a building here where it was landing next to. But this is the airport area. And this is in New Jersey here. So if we scroll out a little bit more, you can see it in relationship to the Earth. Okay. I always thought that was kind of interesting to see where the Hindenburg crashed. So the next thing on my list is Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri. And this is kind of a simple thing, but I always thought this was cool, is here, if you zoom in here, you can see a B-2 bomber. So, and this is on Google Maps. It's not like I hacked into some government system to see this. And I think there was only one. I think I've looked here before and there's been more than one. So they probably changed the images. It's probably been updated. But yeah, this is where the B-2 bombers operate out of. So when they fly over to like the Middle East or something, they take off here and they go on these, I think, 48-hour flights or something. I don't know how long they are. And they fly from Missouri to the Middle East and they fly back. And it's kind of crazy that you can go on Google Maps and you can see one on the ground there. It's just cool. It has such a distinct shape. And I've actually seen one of these. It wasn't an actual operational one, but the National Museum of the Air Force in Dayton, Ohio has, it's like a prototype or something. I don't know exactly what it is, but you can kind of stand under the wing. It's really huge. It's cool. So on with the airplane related. I must like airplanes because there's a lot of airplane related stuff up here. Is the Airplane Boneyard in Arizona. This is in Tucson, Arizona. And you can see here some airplanes. I'm not sure which ones these are, B-52s maybe? I like airplanes, but I'm not an expert on which ones are which. But when you zoom out here, you can see all of the airplanes. It's incredible how many airplanes are here. Here's some that the wings fold up on, it looks like. Tons of airplanes out here. It's just incredible. So they park these out here. It's like a big junkyard from what I understand for airplanes, and if they need parts, they can go out and take parts off of them. Looks like there's room here for some more airplanes. It kind of looks like airplanes might have been here. You can see these shapes like they had airplanes here and they're not there anymore. Yeah, it's just, I love looking at this. These old airplanes out in the middle of the desert. You can see just the scale of it, how many there are. It's amazing. They're all over here. There's more of them over here too. Okay, I don't want this video to be like a 3-hour long airplane video, but that's really neat. So we're going to go from Arizona, Tucson, Arizona, to the Arizona Memorial in Hawaii. And this is the Pearl Harbor kind of memorial is in this area. And let's see here. I've not visited any of these sites. I've only seen them on Google Maps, but I would love to go see them in person. So this is the USS Arizona, and this is a very famous memorial here. And somewhere around here is like an oil that comes to the surface from it. It leaks out. I don't know exactly where that's at. But you can see the shape of the ship here under the water on Google Maps. And it's just kind of an eerie thing to look at here. We can zoom out a little bit more. Here we go. So Pearl Harbor must be over here. There's a museum over here, but this is the historical marker here. So next, another airplane themed one is the Wright Brothers National Memorial. And this is in Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina, and I have been to this. So this is really cool. It's a long drive for the most part because you have to go out on the Outer Banks. Let me zoom out. Hopefully I can zoom out and zoom back in without getting too lost. So if you see here, the green on the left is like the Pamlico Sound. I don't know what this is here, but there's this chain of barrier islands out here. And this one is in Kill Devil Hills, which is next to Kitty Hawk. And you can see this is narrow. I mean, you could almost throw a baseball across this thing if you had a good arm. Actually, there are some places I think you could, actually. But this is a really neat area. We look here, this, is it here? Somewhere around here, I think it might be this, is the original runway where they first flew the Wright Flyer. There's also a runway here, but I don't think this is where they flew their planes. I think they flew them here because this is a hill here. And the memorial's on the top. And it just has all these pathways around here, and it's a giant circle. It's amazing how they made this giant circle, and you can see it's circular when you're on it, but to see it from up in space, or up in the sky, is just really neat. And it's fitting too, because people would fly into this Kitty Hawk Airport here, and you get to see this before you land. So it's really neat. And we walked up around here, and then we went to these buildings here, and they have artifacts and things from the Wright brothers. They also had like a tent set up. I don't know if this is up to date. It's been quite a few, I think maybe 10 years since I've been there. Not quite 10 years, but it's been quite a while. It's neat to see one of the birthplaces of flight. And I know flight started in lots of different places, but this is a historical area. And I said it's hard to get to, and the Wright brothers went there before all these roads and everything were in place. It's kind of crazy to think what they went through. So the last place is the Gateway Arch in St. Louis, Missouri. And here we have the arch. So we have the Mississippi River here. And I've been to this, I think, twice. And you can see the St. Louis Arch. So the St. Louis Arch is, if I remember correctly, I think it's 630 feet across at the bottom and also 630 feet tall. And a cool thing here is you can hit 3D mode, and there's a 3D version of this. Let's see if I can navigate this. There we go. So you can fly through the arch. It's illegal to do in your airplane, but you can do it on Google Maps. And there it is. And this is actually, these sections were built just like 5 minutes from where I live in Iowa. And they shipped these down on train cars to Missouri. And if I remember correctly, I think they said the accuracy between the bases was like 1/128th of an inch. So it's very precise. And this is made with stainless steel, and they poured concrete in it. I think they said something like 100-mile-an-hour winds. This only sways a foot or something. And you can ride up the side in an egg like elevator. It's like an egg-shaped car you go in, and it takes you up to the top, and there's little viewing windows here. Ooh, too fast. There's little viewing windows here that you can view the Mississippi from the top of the Gateway Arch. And it's a really neat memorial. You can also, there's stuff underneath, like it's underground actually, I think, here that you can, it has like a movie theater and things like that. So that's a really cool thing. So that's just you know, a handful of places I like to visit on Google Maps and see. Well, that was really cool there. But again, like I said, if you have any place I should check out, please leave them in the comments. I'd really like to see those. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you like this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate it if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.